Okay, we're live. Nobody's here.
Okay.
Just the two of us.
All right. So I'm looking at, here's these pens we got on a sale. It's just paint pens. Got 60 of them, man. And I've been using some, and I just want to look at my picture, see if there's any colors that I might not
That you might want to
take advantage of. Interesting, huh?
They got great colors in there.
I like this one.
It's
a flesh tone.
Smooth.
These are nice, John. If they ever come on sale, let's buy more. These are nice. We'll make sure that they're in our store. Let's just put these down somewhere where I can get them. Maybe give me a space right here.
Why does this not look like it's going to be a good idea?
It's all right. I can just still reach for them if I need to, right?
Okay. Now, look at them. See?
Yeah. See, you can see where they're not shaken up, right? So you really have to shake them till you don't see any of.
It's cool to be able to do that.
Yeah, I like to see the inside of your pens because you're not sure if there's anything left on those others. I tell you, when I first started using the paint pens years ago, like 12, 15 years ago, Una was by Stafford, and they made oil painting pens, and you got to use them once. I used to put them in a plastic bag, tape the lid on, and you might get two, and after that, you couldn't get them out, and they didn't even have extra nibs because there's tons of paint in there. And then we went to the Posca pens, and I like them. They don't have enough colors for me. They come from Japan, and maybe they got more there, but they're not importing and wearing enough colors. So then the trick is you don't, rather than pump them, you just hold the pen down and just wait patiently for the stuff to come out, because it's got to, fill that whole little nib. If you push too hard, you ruin the fine point. That's another thing too. I've done that, right? And I've shaken them without the cap, and then I had paint going flying across the room. It's a lot of fun, paint pens. And they just need patience. Some people think they don't work. They do work, but you can see where John hasn't gotten any paint out yet.
It's coming down, though.
It's coming down. Just leave it there. Just post this. Just leave it. That's what you're supposed to do. Just sit there. So others, Posca, you were supposed to pump. Well, you had to do it with the unis, and apparently everybody says now you just leave it down. Let gravity do it. Just let gravity take its course, and it'll flow like a leaky faucet. Okay, good. I want that right now. Thank you. Thank you.
Gee, I'm glad I could do it for you.
Yeah, this was a little dark, and I wanted just this little color on it. And yes, I know I could have mixed it, but that was a nice one. And I've got some.
They thought it was done yesterday. No, we're not done.
Oh my gosh, are you people kidding me?
Are these people crazy?
This is just starting out, man.
We've just begun.
Nothing ever being just one color.
Get them all done. Oh yeah, just one file. What'd you miss, baby? Can you grab it now?
Done yesterday. What a riot.
Oh, they're all comedians.
Well, apparently so, right?
Okay, that did that group. Nice job, Chester.
Okay.
Okay, should be able to do that with no problem. Oh, I forgot to get my ice.
I was telling John this morning, if I were to have done this like 30 by 40, I would have tried to have these be little birds or something. I guess I still could have made these little birds, but I would have wanted little birds here.
Where?
Something like that.
Where are you putting birds?
Like here, like where these little kind of red abstract things are.
Okay.
Little symbol-y things, right? I would have done little birds.
Do you want the brushes from yesterday?
Yeah, I'll take the brushes from yesterday.
Yeah.
And, oh my goodness, no, though. We're not even close to done here. We're just, we are just getting started, dear friends. We haven't done these flowers yet, and I've got a bucket to put in here.
I think they're just kidding you.
Could have drawn this in with chalk, but an interesting thing about using chalk is that
Like a residue.
It's like trying to paint over sand when you try to paint it over. So yes, it's nice. It wipes off. But if you feel like you could have drawn it on correctly the first time,
you should go for it.
Then go for it. And the nice thing about Posca pens, and I don't know if it's true about Artisto, let's find out, right, is that when you used a uni pen or the oil painting pens, that whatever you wrote, that was it. You couldn't get it off, it dried instantly. But there, this is almost instant, so if I wanted to take that off, it's a Posca pen would come off instantly. So these are kind of in between. So I'm just gonna.
Though you might have to be a little quicker than you are.
Yeah, if you really didn't like it, you'd have to maybe have the rag ready to go.
Ginger, feeling better? You sound better.
Oh, if I sound better, I went to the doctor yesterday, one of those doc in the box places, and I've got antibiotics, and I got a steroid shot, and she said, really, that was I'd be a bunch of other drugs. And I have an inhaler, but I don't really need it because I'm not really having congestion. Let's see, this is here. I'm going to bring this down a little bit more, like that. All right, so this would be the little bit of the burnt umber right here. Now, one of the things that is interesting when people paint
Turn mic's back on. Okay.
So we're not on?
Well, yeah, we're on, but your mic was off for a bit.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, you had some great tips in there. Sorry you guys missed that. Man, oh man, that was good stuff. I'm not sure what the last thing they heard.
This is a tub of towels. Let's see if they will erase with that. No, so those are on. Probably next thing I'd say is trying rubbing alcohol, or take it off immediately. But if you're going to use like a tub of towels, then you have to take the water. You have to use water to take that off. Otherwise, you're going to screw up the rest of the paint. So what we're going to do is I kind of know where I want it. I just want it up higher. So I'm going to start here with this, like so. And then I'm going to put it up higher like that. So it's a little stoppy break thing for the little post for the
technical talk.
Technical talk is that for the wagon. That's where they kind of tie it up, I guess.
Might be where the horsey gets hooked up.
What just got hooked up?
You're seeing where the wagon got hooked up. I'm saying the horse gets hooked up.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, somebody gets tied here.
Somebody gets there.
I don't know who or what, but it was in my reference. So I'm just putting it in because, you know what? I don't know, friends. So I'm just taking their word for this is how this goes, right? Right? Who knows? Like a song. Who knows? Who knows? Do 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 do. Yellow oxide on this side of the little bucket. This is don't go all the way up to the top because you have to have the shady side. Then you get a little orange that goes over here. Everything's buckets are at least 3 colors. Let's get a little bit of darker red down here. A little bit of red under there. Okay. And let's see, making him a little wider this way. This is his dark side. There you go. All right, good, yes. Now let's try that. Yes and yes. I glazed this back this morning with a little bit of red because it wasn't bright enough, so I did some glazing on it to try to pop up the color. And I think I did. I think I got that pretty nice and bright here. So now we're going to come up here with a little pile of snow on this guy. On our little bucket guy, and give him a little, see that snow would have an edge there too. And then wherever that light and dark business happens, you know, like this, so if that's there, then if we're saying that's a shadow part, then this snow has to be kind of light next to it. And then more of the light blue. Then you got to have snow around the bucket to make sense of all this. Break those lines up. There's a pattern to the snow. It's not just any old thing. There's a pattern to it. Okay. And then it's lighter under the wagon right here. Curve that a little better. Okay. Okay. Where's my palette here? People never, the trick is when you use an angle brush, you got to flatten it out and then put the paint on. But a lot of people don't know that, John. Think I ever tell anybody that?
I've heard it a couple times.
No, I think more people would do it if they heard it. Because it's a simple thing. You got to flatten it out. I've got more branches going, but we'll just... So the shadow snow is purple blue.
To keep it cold.
Well, it's in the shade too. So and okay, where did the zinc white go? Do we have a new tube of this, by the way?
Of zinc white?
I bet we do. Don't you? I
Yes,
think
we
you probably
do.
got tons of that, didn't you?
We have tons of it.
Okay.
You need one now?
Well, I think I can still get it out. It's just not coming out easily. I think you could probably fix this tube for me, but I'm not getting it out easily, so.
Well, let's not waste time, my queenness.
There you go. That's what I thought.
Like I don't have 10,000 zinc whites.
Just soften those edges up here like that. Yeah, I think we have a few. Maybe you can work on that. It'll be okay once you fix it.
No, they have caps for a reason.
I know, but the caps don't go on after about 7 times. Have you noticed that? You can't get the stupid...
Yeah, but you notice why?
Well, it doesn't matter why. They just don't work anymore. You know,
What do you mean
just-
it doesn't matter why? Look at all the paint all over the threads.
Well,
doesn't
that's
matter
true.
why.
Well, then that's what happens. Exactly right. That's my point, right?
Your point is what?
They don't work anymore. That's the point. Everybody gets that, I'm sure. You know, I'm sure everybody gets that.
Oh, everybody does.
Yeah?
Everybody.
Yeah, see? So there.
Yeah, there. That's teaching me.
So there. Okay? All right.
You know, on toothpaste caps, they just flip. Why do they do that on these?
I don't know. All right, let's try a long branchy thing.
You're using a lot of technical terms today.
We can't do that. I remember there was a reason why we couldn't do this yet.
Why?
Because I hadn't finished the top here. It's not lined up. I have to do that before I can bring those branches over. I've got some branches I can bring over from here. Maybe.
No.
Probably it's just easier to use one of these pens. But, you know, we just always are trying things. You know, when you get new brushes, they have sizing in them. So if you don't really wash them out, then I bet this will work. I rinsed all the sizing. It's a brand new brush. I bet if I rinsed all the sizing out of this,
Probably work better.
it's going to work a little bit better. The other trick is, suppose I need something kind of going in this way. So if I dampen the canvas just a little bit, okay? Now look what happens. I can take it like this. This probably needed flow paint, but nonetheless, taking the sizing out of the brush is probably a good idea, just on general principle, right?
Yeah, I got you tons of flow paint.
And John got me tons of flow paint. Well, I just was trying a brush like this. This one has to have a lot of water on it for a brush like this to work. These lines take you back to the wagon, or the Vardo. Okay, because you gotta, if you have this going up, then you gotta have lines going back this way, maybe even down from the top. Okay, so those can be sitting there doing whatever they do. Thicken up this branch a little bit. Let's make it darker. Okay, so playing with that a little bit. Now, once those are drying, I will do other stuff. So if you're new to me and you just are watching this for the first time, yesterday I wasn't talking very much because I'm getting over a pretty serious cold. And every time I talked, I coughed. I think today is better, which is why I'm you're hearing from me now kind of thing, right? So one of the things you'll always see me do is flatten out the brush. Where there's a light, there's a dark, so I'm kind of darkening the side of the snow around my bucket. So you see the little bucket show up. I want it more purple and blue and zinc white. Something like that. Okay. All right, so a little bucket in the snow. Let's put the highlight on this guy. A little thing right there. Still have to work on the wagon. Anyway, we have an Academy of Fine Art and Acrylic Painting. So maybe most of you know that, but that just possibly people don't know. And it goes from beginner, very beginner tutorials, just a couple hours or 30 minutes to advanced things. And we take you there through personal art coaching. So you start with beginner stuff, though. I know people that want to go right to the advanced stuff. And it's just, you know, if you start, you want the basics. You want to know how to dry brush and know how to do some of these things before you get too carried away with all the fun. Some paintings you think, I just want to paint that. Well, you know, it's like brain surgery. You don't, you go to medical school first before you take out somebody's brains and, you know,
Preferably.
you know, so and I get a lot of people that want to skip medical school kind of thing, want to go right to the brains out, and then they trouble with the portraits and they wonder what happened. And because you just really do have to know some of these things to get started, you know what I mean, with it. But once you know them, then you can tackle anything. And the nice thing about it is that even if it's your own stuff, for those of you who are painting on your own, don't want any more tutorials, you can send, if you're a Purple member, you can send me 4 to 5 original pieces every month. Doesn't have to be tutorial one of mine. And as long as it's a good reference and everything, I'll help you. And if you want to help with, you have a photo and you're not sure if it's a good photo, and chances are it isn't, because very few people figured out how to pick good photos. That's one of my pet peeves. But nonetheless, if you have a photo. You can send before you ever count it as personal art coach. Just send it to me. What do you think? You can pick 5. Will these make good paintings? And I'll tell you why or no. And then we have something called and our Purple membership has a club, and we didn't get a chance as much to develop it last year, but we're going to have Zoom calls this year in 2024. I don't think we'll try to do them before Christmas. Maybe one just for experimentation. But we'll be doing Zoom calls a couple times a month, and they won't be painting tutorials, but they will really be roundtable subjects on things you want to know how to do. And let me just blow this up. So this has to come, okay. I need this to be, oh, gosh. We're going to do this. And then we're going to do this.
If you get a pack that a person really needs to learn basics, do you tell them that? Oh,
I try to tell them that these are some tutorials you want to look at before you get, because you may have, here's the thing, and a lot of people don't realize that. We do everything. We don't just, see, I never teach you to paint just like me, though you'll certainly see how some of my tutorials that I painted, yes? But my job isn't to teach you to paint like me, it's to teach you to paint like you. And so we do the old dead guys, we do Impressionism, we do photorealism, we do it all, because somewhere along in the line, you're going to find your handwriting. But in order to discover that, all right, in order for really to discover what that would be,
you got to play with all the different
you got to
styles.
try these different things, even if they're, that's the trick. You got to try them, and then kind of learn it. Because, for instance, I have students that can, if they do photorealism, they just die on the vine with Impressionism. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't try to learn to do it, because even if you learn just a little tiny bit of it, then you take that impressionistic, that learning that you've got, right? You take that, yes, yes, and yes, and then you can and add it to your own handwriting. It becomes part of your genre. You learn a little bit of something like that, and this is very important. Okay, so that's why when we do that, I'm going to dry, so excuse me. And for instance, I know every time you go to a paint and sip party, which I know they're back now because COVID's, people are going back to those, you're going to pay $50 for that 3 hours. And those are fun, good way to get with your friends, get drunk and paint. I'm just saying, if you try it sober.
You can stay home and get drunk and paint.
Well, you can get home and get drunk and paint, or you could try being sober and see what happened. Is that the same size tape? I guess so. Don't know what I did with the tape, so I had to get out another one. Okay, so this is a good thing. Okay, so let's just mark where I want to do that. Oh, give me your pencil. Oh. Look at that. Now I want this, and then I need it here, and here. Okay, so I want to do. You're doing tape, you hold two pieces and pull it tight, right? Everybody knows that. I don't know why I don't. Just you do. Okay. And having a few tails is helpful because then you can get it back off. So we want to do this. And no. This and this. This and this. Tape is wonderful things when you're doing architectural stuff like windows. And if you get really clever with it, right, what you can do is you can, if you like you're doing a window or something, you can lay the tape down so when you pull one piece, it all comes out. It's kind of fun to just stop and think about how that would work. You know, I'm sure John could figure it out immediately, but you know, that is a fun thing to do. All right, let's try that. And get that, a little bit of that gold color on here like that. Now, one thing about a Stay Wet palette is it does keep your paints moist, but they're not as thick. So, you know, like for instance, if you just need some thick paint, you're better off to put it on a gray palette like that. Leave it in its original happy state. Okay? Now, not quite, but you'll see what I'm getting at. All right. So, then rather than have tape all over the studio, wad it up in a ball and dip it in some water so it doesn't gum up your wastebasket. Otherwise, it'll stick to the sides of your wastebasket. Or you can use it again. If you've only done one side, see, you can paste as long as you can do it. You can use it again, really, honestly. Just at one point, I had tape all over the walls. And then we've got something dark under here. If you don't want your tape to seem too architectural, just paint under it a little bit so it's not so perfect. Yes and yes?
Absolutely.
So you don't have it, you don't need it to be that perfect, but oh, I see what's happened. We have this. Do we have the palette now? I see we had
two palettes.
We had two palettes. I just grabbed the top one. It's all right. That's where that went. It's good to know. Okay. See. I mean, all these things. People think that the stuff like this, takes a little time to execute, because nothing is ever one color. And we're coming along here like this.
If this painting was on a big screen TV, it would blow off my mind for sure. It's absolutely beautiful. Well done, Ginger. That's from Lorraine in Malta.
Oh, thank you, Lorraine. I so wish John and I, when we were over in Spain this year, I almost wrote you and said, want to come say hi, but I just didn't want to put a burden on you. I guess I should have just said, tell you what our itinerary was anyway, just in case you wanted to hang out. I tell you, when we were in, I wrote you a little bit of this, Lorraine, when we were in after a comment you made, but when we were in Barcelona, we took this tour, and I had seen it before, but we never had time. And there's this train that goes to this monastery way up in the mountains, and it was done like 600 years ago. I mean, it's ancient, okay? And the history of who got what and how it got started and how it's made it through all the wars and everything is interesting in itself, yes? But we took the train tour, and then the tour we had did not include the boys' choir. So I really am not a big fan of choirs, but I really would have liked to have seen that. Does that make sense? I really would have liked to have seen the boys' choir. And so for that reason, I wish we didn't have time to do that with the tour we bought. But they have a tour where otherwise you don't get to see it. You have to actually sign up for that stuff. But you go through this. The Black Madonna is a sculpture of the Madonna that was done out of some kind of wood. There's like 8 of them in Europe, and over the centuries, the wood has turned black. Not that they, but it's interesting, and it's in its own special little lighted thing. And you work through this whole monastery on this tour. It was one of the most. There's a lovely restaurant on top, and then there's another. And the train ride was terrific because you got the view from the train, this old train. And then there's another one, kind of a lift you can take to go up even higher. We didn't have time, of course, to do any of those things, but I got to tell you. It was terrific, wasn't it, John?
It was terrific.
And if anybody's going to Barcelona, I just highly recommend
doing that
that tour. Now, this is on the shadow side, so it's a little darker than the front side. Yeah, there you go. There. All right. So that, it's just all picky stuff, but, and I'm not trying to be picky. I just want it right. How's that? No, not picky here. Yes?
Just want to be right. Nothing wrong with that.
Just, I want to be right. And I tell you what, these new Artisto pens with the fine point allow you to do details like that you couldn't normally do. And I'm going to make that a little heart. Right there, because I think a wagon like this has to have a lot of heart, don't you think?
Absolutely.
The nice thing about doing a painting like this is that once you do it, the decorations are nice, but you can come up with, you can spend a little time, like I said, fastening out what the directions might be, what might be there. But I think that little heart's kind of cute there, and it would need a shadow to bring it out on the left-hand side. The way they do letters, when you're doing letters. So you'd want something like that. There you got a little shadow on it. And then on the right-hand side, I would just do it a little bit lighter, because red and that orange are too close together. So if I did that, now you see the heart, see? Whoa. And it could have a yellow dot in the middle and cad yellow light. Dot. 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 Oh, that's cheery, isn't it? Okay, so now that we've straightened that out, mostly, we can do a little more with the flowers and get the little decorations going in here better. Now this is where you could put your initials in, right? Like right up in here.
Put other hidden things in there.
Put little hidden things in there.
That'd be fun.
You could do that. Back when I was selling a lot of street scenes, in the early 2000s, I did a lot of street scenes for people, and one of the things that I did, I thought, which was kind of cool, was I would put their name in. I'd make a special sign in one of the hotels or something, and then I would put their name in the painting if they purchased it. I'd come back and put their like Doc's Family Cafe, or John and Judy's Flower Shop, or whatever, right?
You personalize it.
Personalize it, yeah. That's what I would do. So that would be a kind of a good thing too, right? And a little bit of this purpley color right here next to this. Let's just darken this little corner up in here like that. There, a little white. There's a dark, see, light dark thing. It's all, it's all thought out, scientifically thought out. There's just none of this fly-by-night stuff. We're giving this some good thought. I Still have to do the flowers, but I'm gonna dry this and finish the top of the wagon now, because this gets flowers coming down over it, and as long as I'm doing flowers, I might as well do them all. Yeah.
Might as well.
So again, we're talking about how we were talking about if we were you know, if you wanted to become have some super art lessons, and there's nobody in the country that's offering anything like this for the price we're offering. When you think you can get like me to look at your paintings and make suggestions, do a little short video for you on what that looks like, and you can see that on our website, what the videos look like. Sometimes I'll even take it into another drawing program and show you what it would look like if you enhanced it. If you can do that for under $50 a month, that's not even the cost of one painting party for you guys. And, you know, sign up for a month at a time. Try it if you don't like it.
We don't understand why.
You know, make sure your computer can do it. We have almost 24-hour computer help with John staying up till 3. You can get. I'm shocked that we're having to turn people away. This is such a great thing we've got going. I'm drawing. Okay, that should allow me to take one of these nifty pens. I think I'll take this one, Artisto, extra fine tip. Boy, I like that. All right, now, something that a lot of people don't consider when they're doing trees, right, is like, for instance, I know that this tree's got to end right here. That's the thing. And it might want to come up here. And we're going to connect the dots to probably a branch like this here. All right. You know, when you look at outside your window and you look at a tree, it doesn't grow all in one big swoop. It grows a little bit at a time. So when you're doing a tree dram, you see me do a lot of long streaks, but sometimes for up close and personal ones, if you will stagger it a little bit, you know, it's a little bit more realistic, you know, give it a bend. I've got one that's coming up in the sky here. It's going to end down here, so I'll put a few little dots. And I found that when you're teaching kids to paint, if you will have them draw the dots where they think it goes first, you know, they can probably draw anything. You know that? It's a neat trick, I'm telling you what. You would not think that you could get that to happen, but you can, okay? So those, let's say, oh yeah, wait, there's that, and there's this. And then there's, well, yeah, there's these ones. So we're gonna, that one's going that way. And then we've got one coming up from here, going this way. Okay. And then I've got one coming away. Oh, let's see, just something right here. Coming across out like that. Okay. So that's good to know where all that stuff goes. So where's that little gold one I got? That one, the third of the flesh tone. I'm gonna go, oh, that's too gold. Where did that flesh tone one go? That I just had. Is it this one? Don't think so. No. Maybe it's this one. And you can kind of soften the brown a little bit if you want to in a few places. You don't have to, but it. All right. Now, we can take a small brush, some white, let's see, let's take a small brush now, and we'll actually give some of these draw that in a little thicker. So if you know anybody that you think that would love some personal art coaching and some art lessons for, for the holidays, this would be a great gift. And are we going to have some gift certificates made up in the next few days, John?
Well, yeah, we can absolutely make them up.
We will make up a special gift certificate. We'll try to have some examples, done for you. But we'll make up a personal gift certificate. Okay. And we can email it or mail it. Or we can mail it to you, and then you can print it out and put it and then hand it and to maybe put it in the tree or stocking stuffer. I don't recommend us for little kids. For instance, maybe 12, 13 and up is fine, but I would say for younger children, we are not for them. There's other YouTube artists that would have subjects that are more interesting for kids. Kids have definite things they like to paint. And mostly what we teach is we teach people how to paint, and I've done really well with kids. I tell you what, some of my best children have been from other countries where their parents really wanted them to learn this, and they do. So, for some cultures, a skill like this is considered really something to have it. And so anyhow, that is a nice thing to do, we think. Yes, John? We think that, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to dry that and put the snow as long as I'm doing it. See, we weren't anywhere near done. This could have been a rabbit, too, you know that? Wouldn't have shown up. Wouldn't that have been cute? This could have been a rabbit. Well, okay. You could disguise a deer. All these tree branches could look like antlers. You could describe just maybe the face of a deer here, right? Just saying. Ginger's having an epiphany moment. Oh, another thing you may not know is that tape gets old. As it gets older, it gets stickier. Date your tape. Seriously, you got to date your tape. Don't take them out for dinner. Don't take them out for dinner right when you bought them, because the older they get, the stickier they get. And when you used to be able to use them on a painting, maybe now you may not be able to.
Oh, date your tape.
I'm going to do this.
I thought you said date the cake.
I know you got to think about maybe a hearing test for you, John. When Cinnamon was a kid, like a baby, a toddler, I swear to God, I thought she was losing her hearing. And so her test was, every once in a while I would whisper, ice cream. We have ice cream, she'd say. Ice cream. That was my hearing test for toddlers. It's amazing. It's when it goes from, I'm ignoring you, to, I don't know if you can see what I've done.
Not at all.
What I did is I took some tape, turned it upside down, taped it on the ends, and now I've got my Posca pens and stuff I'm using just sitting on the tape.
So
they don't roll off the table. Ah!
Oh, here. Let me shoot a side view. We can do a side view clip.
Yeah,
right
I mean, that's...
I got control.
Can you see it?
Bam.
Yeah, see?
There you go. Wow, you're so smart.
Yeah? There. Okay. Makes me happier. You know, there. Things don't, you know, I get things rolling off, because this desk is at a little bit at an angle, and so it's not maybe ideal for,
For some people.
well, for me, for doing that. Okay, so let's put some snow on here. No, let's not use this brush. What was I thinking? Nothing.
I'm not going to touch that.
There. Well, all right, so there we go. And it's just, you skip some. You know, just, the people do snowy branches. Where's this? Here, let's declutter our minds. I had a lady come to my office one time, and we have an office over a 3-car garage that's now our studio, but at one time we did real estate and everything in there, and had rental properties, and she was an office organizer, and so she was so funny. My husband at the time, George, wouldn't get out of bed. He didn't want anybody to criticize his office. He thought he was brilliant. He wasn't going to hear anybody say anything bad about it. I said, listen, we're paying this lady. You're paying her. I'm not paying her. I don't want to know, right, kind of thing, right? Well, fine. You know, but it's chaos working in here, so what could we do, right? So she's really sweet, and she comes in, and I hired her. I got her for an hour at first, just to see what she'd say, right? Because, you know, you don't want to spit too much, but I did want her to know what she said. And so she's so fun. She looks around. First she says, okay, so this is the space you work on. She goes, who uses that computer over there? I said, I do. And then she goes, what about that one? I said, oh, that's George's desk. And then we had like 5 or 6 desks in here. I'd got them at auction. Great deal at auction. I know. And she says, so what about that computer over there? I said, well, nobody uses it. Why not? I said, because it doesn't work. So why is it still there? Well, it might work. It just could work. It doesn't work now. And then she goes, she's looking at the wall, and she goes, so what's that phone card there hanging from a nail? What phone card? Phone cord? That one. Oh, I don't know. I've never noticed that one. Really? There's a phone cord hanging from a nail? How interesting, right? And then she goes, I know you're all laughing, but this is what she did. Then she went around the room and did a bunch of that stuff, and either I didn't know about it, somebody might come back and nobody uses that desk now, but somebody might come back and use it, or it was just an extra desk, and why did she ask? And then she asked, well, why was the copier over against the back door when we did all our work in the front of the in the front of it, right? And so she said, and I said, well, that's there because that's where the 220 plug was. And so she made some good suggestions. And then she said her hour was about up, and she said, have you ever heard of the term visual noise? And I said, no. And she said, well, visual noise is where you get the room so cluttered. Nobody wants to be in it. It's just screaming at you to get out, and nobody wants to spend any time in the room because it just yeah, which is what we have now, by the way, with our painting signs. Visual noise. So, but you can get visual noise in a painting too, and it's very easy to get in a painting, and you've got to be careful that you don't have white everywhere, that you have subject, that you don't have the light will go first to the lightest light, the darkest dark, and you want to be careful that that's not your circumstance. All right, so see how nice that looks. Very nice, because that brings all the attention to the wagon. And then we're going to come over here on this tree and do the same thing.
At the wagon.
Yeah, so that's all pointing. The wagon is the center of interest here. So we're going to I wrote this all down on a chalkboard when she was telling us all these things. And I don't know that that office ever got cleaned up because George wouldn't get out of bed, right? And he really didn't want to hear that there was something wrong with his office. But you know, you could know everything about organizing a kitchen and not have a clue how to do an art studio. And
Totally different.
I tell you what, if you're one of these people that's you're such a neat-nick, you're so impressive. A good, fun thing and a fun YouTube I would watch if somebody did this. I would watch somebody go around to different artist studios and offer to organize whatever they had, organize it for them. Wouldn't you watch that, John? John? Would you watch that?
To see what they do.
See what they did, if you could do it well. Because you know, they watch all the time with the kitchen stuff, but I really would find that to be very interesting myself. Now, I'm not, maybe other people wouldn't. But I would. So, anyway, that was my claim to fame there with that. All right. Then you want to bring some down from the top. All right. So there we go. And then this one is too dark. This branch is too dark right here, so we're going to lighten it up. We don't want to talk that much about that branch. Let's just put it in the background a little bit. All right, there we go. I think we got enough of there. Okay, so then, and it is true that you'll get driven out of a visual noise space, for sure. And even a palette that gets too busy after a while will get confusing for you.
Like the one you've got right now?
Yeah.
It's getting there.
Because you get too much vision. Just notice I cleaned one off of one of these. It makes it seem more like a little magic fairyland here, doesn't it? So, and again, if I had time, I would do this like 48 by 60 and really do some details on it. Because that to me would be lots of fun. Not that we don't have details. We've got a lot of details, but I would do even more. Okay. And this is where the flowers I wouldn't want, the Stay Wet palette's kind of dry, so I'm getting away with it. I wouldn't want to do this using a Stay Wet palette for the flowers, left for an underpainting. Because I want some texture on these flowers. And when you have that, you'll get automatically shadows just because of the nature of the way the texture works. Let's see, where's my luminous rose? Oh, that's not it. What is that? Are you luminous opera? No. We want luminous rose. Luminous opera is fine, but that is like iridescent.
That's really peak.
That's iridescent. So what? Just never mind with that. We don't want that one. But now that the luminous colors, we have discovered to our detriment, our just sadness, that if you put those on and then try to put other colors over them, this is the last you're doing. If you're doing this, this is what you're doing. You can,
You put something on top of it and they go brown.
yeah, it goes brown. We tried that with a.
I think it'd be a cool idea.
They've got all the luminous reds and colors, which are nice, and even luminous yellow, but you want to make sure you're doing that on top. Lighter colors on flowers go last, but the darkers first. You know, just in general, that's what you want to do. And your flowers always need a couple coats. One isn't going to do it. These flowers up here have to be a lot lighter because I don't want to bring attention to them. I want some flowers up here, but I just want some lighter ones. Zinc white will lighten a color without making it chalky. It'll lighten it very little. Okay. Now we'll dry those. I think I want to put a snow bunny there. Like a white, only if you found a thing that would look cute. What do you think, John? No? Well.
Guess we can do one up, see what it looks like.
There we go. That's the zinc white. A little bit of orange with it. Tone that back. Okay, there we go. That's the color. And if you're always wondering how I know how to mix the colors, if you want to learn how to mix the colors, we have something called the Quintessential Color Mixing Journal. That it's I don't know, like I don't know how many videos, like 20 or 30 videos, and it's all on how to make your own color journal.
With some helpful hints from Heloise.
What's that?
So with some helpful hints on how to mix some colors.
Yeah.
As we're doing them.
Now, if there's just one specific color and you're not sure how to mix it, Golden has a feature on their website where you can give them the color and they'll tell you what the mixture is. You know, and I know they do that, which is nice. You know, if you're just talking about you're suddenly stumped, you just need this one color, they will do that. Golden paint, which I think is pretty nice, don't you?
Absolutely.
The flowers make it so happy, don't they?
Yes.
This is where you take two colors at once. You take two colors on the brush at the same time and you go straight down with it, and it will create an interesting flower, even if it's two different colors of red. And red is one of those colors that needs like 3 or 4 coats. It just does. And there should be a shadow side. And maybe a place to rest in here too. So what you're looking for when you're painting is you're always looking at the patterns. Like that. And then you gotta dry flowers a lot. You could mix white with luminous rose. And there's no substitute. If cad yellow light and cad yellow medium are two different colors, and you can't mix them. Oh, perfect, John.
You want him there or you want him somewhere else?
I think he goes there. There. And just give me a little traceable for him.
One bunny.
We're going to put a bunny here, you guys, because I just felt like there's no life in this picture, man. It's just, well, the flowers help, but you know what I'm saying, right? You guys know, right? What I'm saying? We're definitely gonna put a bunny in. We just have to have a bunny. I think I have some luminous orange too, or luminous yellow. Cadmium yellow deep. Wonder what that is. Let's try that. Cadmium yellow deep. Ooh, that's pretty.
Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh.
Look, cadmium yellow deep. And you know, if you're going to only use a little bit, take it out of the tube. I mean, that's a nice color without going into the and you can mix yellows. You can have all kinds of yellows on your brush and mix those. Now, one of the things that's important to remember what a color surprise is. Color surprises are where you add a little bit of a complementary color to, say, like an orange, and which is you know, near it to like an orange or a blue, something like that. And because it's the complement on the this red isn't going to do it. On the color wheel, what happens is, like for instance, say take something like phthalo green, which I seem to be out of here. That's all dried up here. Okay, this palette, the reason I'm mixing on here is this palette's kind of had it. There we go. Phthalo green with a little tiny bit of phthalo blue. There you go. Now, if I put a little of that color by this orange, just a tiny bit, and then we've got some of that here. I want something lighter up here. So this way you can always layer. So John's got the little traceable for me for the bunny. Oh, cute.
I cut it that way so you can line the wheel up. Make sure you're all dry over there.
I just got paint on that.
I can't give you anything.
Because there was paint here, and you set it right on top of my paint. But you know, I'm not complaining. I'm just making an observation. It wasn't me. I wasn't in the room when it happened. I didn't do it.
I don't know anything about it.
I know anything about it. I know nothing. I absolutely know nothing.
Well, it's dry now. You're probably going to want like... What,
If it's dry now, it's good enough.
You want like a blue or a red or...
No, that's...
Yellow?
Blue.
I've got a baby blue here. There we go. Let's cut this one down a little bit. All you need to do is just lay it in there. Okay.
Got it?
We'll see what you do with it.
All right, I'm going to dry all that. This half-inch size is probably my favorite size of tape. It's half-inch. I think what I want to do with these paint on the wall things is I'm going to give tips on them, not just show how to paint won't show how to paint the painting, right? But I will give painting tips the whole time. What do you think? I'm up for it. You will get information if you watch us and leave comments. If you leave some comments, I'd like to get another comment contest started, John. For comments.
On that one.
Huh? Won't have it on this one, but on future ones I want comment. Nobody ever writes anything. Everybody's getting tired of comments. Comments show interest, to show YouTube that you're interested in what we're painting. So, that's why I want them. Also, I like your feedback. It helps us, and then we're not just shouting down a rain barrel. Yes and yes. So all that being said, let's just test and see if that's gonna. Oh yeah. We can take him out if we don't like him. Yep. That was a clever way that John lined this up, wasn't it? By doing the printout like that, where I knew I tore the paper, but you get the idea. Okay. There's the bunny. There's the paper. All right. All right, painting in bunny. Oh, this is kind of fun, right? Come on, you guys. Any comments on whether you think the bunny's fun? No? Yes?
I haven't heard any comments on the bunny.
No comments on the bunny yet. Well, you have little faith, right? Okay.
Steffi loves the bunny.
Steffi loves the bunny? Okay. Thank you, Steffi.
Red Jam loves the bunny. Jules gives you a yes and yes, so I guess the bunny's been approved.
Okay.
We have bunny approval.
Oh, good.
Thanks, guys.
Just
hate to put in there, not like the bunny. Well, I didn't see all the comments. Sorry, guys, I'm actually working. I don't sit here watching the chat. So I apologize if I missed it. So we may repeat a question.
Yeah, I can see already we needed this bunny, can't you?
I think that bunny brings a little life to it.
We had one gal, she lives in Australia, and I haven't seen her in a while, for a couple of years. And I said, what tutorial I had, man, she had chickens, and it didn't matter what we were painting, there were chickens. She was putting in her animals, And she changed every one. I don't think there was a tutorial I did that she didn't change, which I don't care. It's your painting.
Yeah.
I'm just showing you how you might paint it, not how you have to paint it. You know, people think, you know, well, Ginger won't like this. Doesn't matter. It's just your picture, right? You can paint it any way you want, right? Goodness gracious, you guys. So I gotta dry this, but because this can take a little work on this bunny because it's so small. But I think it'll be cute when it's done. This is where these great pens come in that John got us. Because this is where you'd want pens. Or those colored pencils that we have too that you can paint over. We talked everybody into buying it and never used them again. You know, we're just horrible people. Just, sorry, you know.
Yeah, we do some more exploration with them.
We got to do more. There's not enough hours in the day to do everything that we want to do.
Which I don't understand.
You know, I mean, we
I try to put them to good use.
Okay, getting off the little tape ones. Just outlining his ear up at the tip. Maybe up here too, just. I'm doing everything I can with the pens. I'll go back with the paint, but certain things have to be done with the pen. Technically, a bunny in winter would be quite white and not brown, but you know what?
With the bunny?
Yeah, they turn white so they're protected, but
Well,
from the
he was sleeping. He overslept.
But that's all right. Doesn't matter. We've got our bunny plans, and you know, maybe he lives with them. What he's saying, maybe he's one of their pets, and he's just out for the day. That could happen. Yes. He could just be out for the day. Because he wanted to go out, and they let him. Color blue. This is fun. He's looking like a bunny, yes?
Oh, it's a good looking bunny.
Yeah, he's getting kind of cute, right?
Yeah.
And what we know about to integrate him into the painting, rather than look like we photoshopped him in, we will go by the light and the dark stuff, right? And we'll have a little shadow right here next to him, so he shows up. Yes? You know, you see him because there's a little snow going over him. What do you think?
I think you captured the little guy.
Let me dry it so I can get some better snow right there. Almost got him.
Barbara's suggesting that can you put a flower on the ground next to the bunny?
I was thinking about that, and I think that's an absolutely great suggestion. I hadn't thought, I was thinking of a flower, but I hadn't quite decided where to put it. I hadn't decided if he'd swiped one, you know, because nobody was feeding him. He jumped up there and he grabbed one, but I think a flower on the ground is an excellent idea, by the way.
Well, bunnies are known to eat flowers.
Oh, yeah. They're absolutely known to eat that stuff. You know, you can't trust a bunny. Not around your carrots and flower garden and stuff. There, we'll make that other one a little shorter. And let's bring his legs down a little bit here. There we go, just a little more bunny back here. And you're thinking a flower, and I'm thinking that, who said that, John?
Somebody.
But any particular somebody? Anybody know who said that?
Well, I gotta go scrolling back up. These people are blabbing. That was Barbara.
Barbara who?
Barbara Robertson.
Barbara, use the contact us. You have won a free $75 or less downloadable lesson.
Wow, Barbara, look at that.
Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
A little shadow there by him.
All
right.
Shadow. Did you give him a flower?
I haven't done the flower yet, but what color flower should we use, somebody? Anybody else? Need a flower color?
I go pink.
Yeah, but now you've taken the fun away from everybody else. You could have won a downloadable lesson if they'd commented first.
I commented first.
Yeah, but that, I know you did, John, but you can't just see what anybody else said, right? Let's get some interaction going with this stuff, right?
Oh, I get it now. Interaction.
Yeah, huh? Well, that's a concept, right? Huh?
Well, Steffi says yellow, then Mona says pink, and then Miss Peabody says yellow. Well, yellow. She has a lot of L's in there.
Mrs. Peabody said yellow.
C. Blayton says green. Tammy says yellow flower. They like marigolds.
So that she
Barbara's
gave.
saying luminous rose.
Boy, that would bring your eye right down to the bunny, though. Take
Yeah.
away from the
subject.
center of interest is this. So if we put a luminous rose down. Now, here's something you may not know you can do, but I will explain it to you.
You explain it.
Yeah, let me show you. If you're curious about what something like that would work, here's your luminous rose, right?
Plop it down with the bunny.
And flop it down next to the bunny. You don't actually ever have to do this. You can just, there's luminous rose, which is pretty, but it does kind of draw attention to it because it's so bright, right? Try not to get your finger in the paint. Now let's look at what yellow would be. We could do like a marigold color. And let's look at what orange would be. We did a little bit of an orange flower. I'm agreeing with someone that we need a little greenery down there too. You can't just have the orange flower. It has to have some greenery, right? I'm thinking, John, what are you thinking? Well, you don't get an opinion anymore, but
no,
still.
I've been... See, the problem with yellow, it's going to look like yellow snow.
Yeah, that's it, right?
And that means a dog's been there.
Yeah, that was the thought too, right? Well...
Sylvia says purple. You got purple in the background.
Well, you know, I haven't done any
I
haven't done any purple flowers, but we could do a few purple flowers. I'm not against purple flowers, and we haven't done any.
You not be against purple flowers.
I haven't been, you know, we could do some purple flowers. Like, what if this was a purple flower? Let's take the
purple flower.
Let's take the dazzling purple. Where's our palette paper? Let's consider some purple flowers. And then you got to have white.
Gotta get a purpley.
Very purpley, but you can't. Nothing is brighter purple than dazzling purple. That's.
I thought you got a good purple with magenta. And
well, you get a good
ultramarine.
color with magenta and ultramarine blue too. But I'm sort of out of paint. Let's see. Let's try another paint box. Maybe I've got more in here. That stuff's all dried up and ready to just be chunked off.
Tons of palettes. You got like 5 of them working right now.
Yeah, let's try one of these purples. Let's do a different brush because that one's all dirty now. It's got wrong colors. So this is a really pretty
That's
purple.
A mauve purple.
Yeah, that's nice, right?
That's a good purple.
That's a good purple. Put some white with it. See, that's just what I'm talking about. You spray this, your paint palette gets so thin, the paint gets so thin. But what do I just lose there?
Probably the lid.
Oh, that's all right. So let's try this color here. That's pretty. This purple actually is nice in here. These purple flowers. Kind of like those.
Make sure you have your grabbers, guys.
Okay. So purple isn't bad. Should do a purple bunny down here. Purple flower by the bunny. A little white with it. And then maybe a little green. It's got to have some green. Yeah, maybe a few little leaves fell down here. I don't think the purple shows up very much, does it?
No, not bright enough.
It's not, yeah, purple isn't going to do it. You know, so
What are we going to do about that, boss?
we don't need a flower. We're just not going to get one. You know, we tried it. Thought it would be cute. And couldn't make it work the way we wanted to. So we'll just keep it simple. And
You don't want to distract from your focal point.
no, and
What's
don't
the
have
story
quite have
about?
the bunny head right, like this, because comes up here like that. So we'll just give him a little bit more stuff there. I'll do that and put that away. Where's our colors? Let's try blue. I'm looking for my new pens. All right, see these? I'm going to really shake them up. I'm thinking I just want a little blue somewhere, and I don't want to try to risk it with the brush because it's tiny. But I like the fact that we've got a bunny here, don't you?
I like the bunny. Bunny's a good addition.
And I think I might even take the ear down here like that. Just a little bit more contrast to that. But all in all, I think that that's cute. Now, does this take away from the bunny? Let's do that paper trick again.
Well, who's looking at that? That's like a little table.
We could have a flower sitting on here.
Like it's going to attack it.
Huh?
It's going to attack it.
Have a little flower, you know, sitting right there. No. But I agree, there should be some flowers somewhere. I think that's probably true. I'm just not sure. Oh, goodness, every time I turn around I see something. Ah, this paint has to come down under here like this. Oh, I love this tape where I can just put those back up there.
And then it'll go rolling off.
Yeah. There, okay. Better for the bunny. I was going to say we could just, if you hold that there, do you like it better or not? Actually, 3 things are probably better. 1, 2, 3. That sort of balances. Yep, okay. Definitely needed the bunny there, right? So let's put that over here. Now, okay. So now all we're doing is just seeing where we need to, it's almost like 99% done. Now we're just seeing where we needed to have brighter highlights.
Well, now you're basically doing the final touch-ups, darks and lights.
Yeah, darks and lights.
All
And
your lines.
I wanted to do another glaze over this. I want something redder. And do you think, oh, I can take it off. Just say that. I can take it off. What if I did some luminous rose?
Oh my.
And then put it in this glaze because it's very thin. Let me just see it up in this corner. This was just not bright enough for me. I couldn't get it. I don't know if that made a difference or not, but I wanted it dark, but still, you know, kind of luminous. So there.
Let me take a...
Probably can't even tell if I did it, but I did it.
No, it's not showing.
Well, it might, you know. I didn't do it over the pink, the yellows or anything. Just did it over the red. Okay. All right. Then I see where we're going to put our initials in. Aren't you excited? I will put my initials in. Wish I knew who was getting this. I'd put their initials in, but.
I thought you had something in mind for that.
Well, I did, but you know, I didn't ask them. And if somebody else they haven't claimed it yet. If someone else were to sign up for a 3-year membership or give us the equivalent of the money, could be theirs, and then I could put their initials in it.
Why wouldn't the flowers have a dusting of snow on them? Because the sun melted the snow off of them.
They did in a couple places. They did have it.
Yeah, but the sun's out there melting. Yes,
They did have it. Absolutely, they had it. They had it, my dear friends. It's nice to see the coverage on these, isn't it?
Yes. I like those little pens.
I do too.
It's a good feel.
Glazing over that. And I will save that for the initial of whoever gets it. Go right there. So somebody signs up for 3 years with us, they will get and then, you know, if they make, you know, write us, I'm signing up, I want the Gypsy Wagon, well, let us know. Otherwise it'll go to someone else. So people are going to ask, what are they signing up for? What it is we're doing a membership drive in November, December. And what we're saying is if you're a purple member in our academy, okay, you are, you will save not only well, tell them what they're going to get, John. I'm focusing on this. I can't talk and think at the same time.
I'm not talking.
I tell them about the purple membership. That's what we're talking.
Membership. With the purple membership, you have access to everything we've got on the website as far as lessons go. We focus on, in that particular group, you have the Wave and Water, which is mainly water stuff, and then we're also focusing on people, portraits and people in action type things, different things with people now. We have a little private group. They have their own little website called the Royal Purple Members. We'll be more active in that this year and get things going, and we'll be having Zoom calls with our Purple members. So there's a lot of advantages to being a Purple member. You get a little bit more personalized love and care. Is that in a nutshell, boss?
I think so. It's this advantage. Yeah, and they can, people that are, more advanced and are into their original work can send me their help. Doesn't have to be my tutorials. You just, for under $100 a month as a Purple member, you get some tremendous, art coaching. And if you sign up for 3 years, you not only get 6 months free, but an extra 10% off. It's big deals, right?
Yeah, extra 10% off on years 2 and 3. What are the blue triangles on the back of the wagon? Those look like taillights.
They were just some decoration. I haven't decored yet. It's just some decorations that go back here. I just haven't done it.
There's a color that goes nicely with everything else that's around it. The orange and blue. You know what we're saying?
Yeah, and I haven't done any decorations in there. These guys decorated everything. I don't know what to tell you. They decorated it all. And like for instance, okay, let's get some more tape out. I have just not finished that part yet. Let's see. Oh my gosh, see what happens when I have to really look at where I put my brush and the paints. Okay. All right, so now we've got to decorate those. Just kind of lightly see if I like that. There's just so much on this little wagon that it's easy to just lose stuff. I'm losing light blue on the snow back here because it's in shadow. Do you have our frame, John? Because like I say, I'm really close to being done here.
Of course I've got a frame. I clean this. Once you get a final dry, I'll get up and get
Once we get a final dry, and we'll
pop that baby in there. I need more contrast in here. It's too busy. That's one of the things you can ask yourself. I had this really old teacher tell me that. I was 18 and she was a neighbor and an art teacher. And at the time I was living in Aspen. She gave me this advice. She said, always ask yourself, what can I take away and not ruin the effect? Because what we want to people to look at here are these flowers. So we need this contrast pretty strong here. See, that's my darkest dark and my lightest light right there. And then the same thing under here on these shadows. This is where we're having, this is where you're looking. So your eye's going right now to that, because that's the center of interest. And you do that by going around and figuring out where your lights and darks are. Okay. So this is not as dark as that, for instance. And being able to see values, that's very helpful. And I want some cad red.
just soften him a little bit. There we go. Boy, the more I look, the more I see that, you know, you wouldn't think I'd see things, but I see stuff all the time. You know, I just, you know, now looking for differences in what I'm trying to paint and what needs to happen. Like I need a little bit more contrast in here. Break that up. Where's that luminous orange? I got luminous red. That's nice.
Well, that's not orange. You're right next to it.
Okay. Maybe you can put the cap back on for me better. This isn't coming out. Isn't it interesting? It had a cap on and everything, and it's just not.
Well, that's going to have to go over the operating table.
Do we have any others?
I don't think I got any more luminous oranges.
That's definitely what this needed, was a little bit of the bright luminous colors. Is there a luminous yellow?
That's very good. Got one you totally destroyed. I have no idea what that is.
You don't want to overdo it, but it is an interest. It is. I don't think I want any up there, just maybe a touch of that, something going up there. That wheel will look a little brighter, even though we don't know why.
Take it off of there.
Okay. This is luminous orange.
Yes. I'm not sure I can get it out of there. We just have to
Probably don't need any more than that.
Okay.
You know what I need to order is some of the little, you know, we have these little coffee sticks, so I would need some with points. That's such a good way to get the.
You know where you put this lid for this guy? I'll find one.
Here.
Oh, thanks. You just have to just stick a stick in to get the paint out.
Yeah, see, just like that.
He's got a block down in there. I don't know what's causing it. But. Well, maybe do the holiday break off.
You gave me a luminous yellow?
I did not. Yeah, the marigold and I don't know what that one is. Somebody painted all over it. You don't know who did that, do you? Here's the luminous yellow. Oh, luminous lemon.
Let's try that. Okay, luminous lemon.
Can't go wrong with luminous lemon. Come on.
That's almost scary, isn't it? Oh my.
Well, I do have more luminous oranges up here. Got a bunch more of them.
You just need a dot or two. You don't want too much of that stuff. You just...
How about luminous violet?
What?
Luminous violet.
Yeah, what does that look like? Luminous violet, yeah. Ooh, you guys. Yeah, maybe that'll help the purple ones. That's cute.
Yeah, it's really coming alive now.
Yeah, you don't want anything too bright over here. You want it. Okay. That's kind of nice, yeah. I'm kind of happy with that. I love all the colors. You get so many colors, you're almost getting lazy using the brush, you know what I'm saying? Look at all these colors. I don't need anything else. I just... do that. Use that. There you go. So sometimes you can just... All right, can kind of get that one. And again, if I hadn't been doing it, I hadn't been painting this on a canvas, the canvas with that absorbent ground on it, I think it would have been a little more successful as far as trying to... Easier, I guess, easier, because I just had to struggle a little bit more to get this to work, but that's all right. All right. So, Oh, I think I'm ready to put this in a frame. I'll put all my little luminous colors back and remove all my put all my stuff away because I've got all those great pens up there, up here. But I like this tapey thing I did. Did that because that did certainly hold all my stuff. And
as advertised.
Okay, so I think I've got everything, but I'll just wait till I see it in the frame, and then it helps me. You know, again, it cuts down on the visual noise for me too, because it gets everything out of my studio except what I'm looking at. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's what the frame does for me.
Dry it first, boss.
Dry it, so we'll dry it, and then we'll do this. Okay. Okay.
Painting.
We have a lot of fly-in-the-wall paintings to do because I've promised. Let me just tell you, I've got a lot of 6x8s, a lot of 9x12s. I think this is probably the last one of my big ones. Last big one, unless somebody decides to sign up and claim it. Otherwise, it will go to one of the others who haven't claimed anything yet. There you go. Look at that. Wow, huh? That really tilt it like what? Like this? Yeah. You really.
Pull it down some.
Yeah, there you go, like that, huh?
There it is, guys. A little fine Ginger Cook original. Done. In record time. 6 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there she goes, final touches. Well, I'd like to thank everybody that joined the Fly on the Wall episode, day 3 of Gypsy Wagon.
Yeah, and again, comments are appreciated, and you never know what might show up as an, if I have a way to get a hold of you, you never know what could happen. Not promising, just saying, I appreciate the comments you're doing. The nice thing about owning your own business, so you can change the rules anytime you want, do new stuff, right?
Even on the fly.
Even on the fly, yeah.
Get it? On the fly on the wall. See how I tied it all together?
Want a little bit more contrast on this wall here. As it comes down.
We'll try to continue doing our little email blast before we go live, just in case.
Yeah, make sure that
get out.
You actually said some people opt out of getting their notices, huh? Mm-hmm. Well, all right, then phooey on you guys. I would think you'd want to have our Gazette and our notices.
I would think so too, but people, if their interests change or things come up, who knows?
Well, I don't obviously know it. I don't understand it, right?
No.
It's
a mystery to us.
Yeah, well, is that just darker there? Okay. Well, I'd say,
I say bully.
yeah, huh? I'd say we got it. I say, you know, I think. Don't you? Oh, I had some little twigs coming up here. I didn't put in. Kind of act as a stop here. I don't know that we need them. We got the rabbits. I think that would be too much. We put the rabbit in, so I'm not going to do the twigs there. I'm just going to sign it, you know, because I think that this is one of those paintings that just says, you know what, Ginger, sign it. That's what you ought to do. That's what I'm going to do. So, remember, I got out that the blue pen. I'll sign it with the blue pen. This is fun. I would love to do this 30 by 40, and I'd have these birds here somehow, maybe, and some other stuff. You know, maybe I would do parrots maybe on it, because that would. I'm not saying it would be authentic. It would just entertain me. How's that, right? But I do like the bunny. I think that if could also be their dog, family dog that's out looking. I think we could have, you know, even snuck in. Just some of these branches back there, just maybe just the head of a deer you barely saw, if you wanted. Just could have been fun. But there's a lot going on in here, a lot of visual noise. So we kept this side darker. This is the light side, okay? So even though we glazed over that, it's still darker than that. And we lightened it up all in here so that this would be our brightest, our most contrast, lightest light, darkest dark. And with the snow, you notice the snow is not even. It's supposed to be all even on the top, and there's always some blue shadow. People forget that when they're painting snow. It's just paint it light blue first, and then add the light coat over it, and you pretty much always get the shadows in, right? But, well, this may take a while to do this pen, so just trust me, it'll be signed. Thanks for watching. Love your comments, and I want to hear, you know, and afterwards what you think. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't do it. We have a live show every Monday. We're going to start changing how we do that too for the new year. But this Monday we're going to be doing a really fine art snowman, not some sort of cartoon junk, but not that anybody's doing junk, but just no cartoony junks. We're going to do a real fine art a snowman in the woods, and you can leave that up all winter. It doesn't necessarily be Christmassy, but I think it's going to be charming. I think you guys are going to love it, okay? And we'll see you at the next
next time we're on the air.
Next time we're on the air.
And not a minute before.
And not a minute before. And I'm feeling better, so now I can make comments, and maybe the next one will be more interesting than this. Who knows? Bye.
Bye, guys.